Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Coffee Time with Coach Jah. I am your host, Coffee Time. Mr. Witt's in the building. What's good? Who is naked up in here? Talk to him, bro. Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him. I want to say Mandy Lion 28 is one of the best supporters in this world. If you're not following Mandy Lion on 28 on IG, you need to. She is one of the dope supporters. She's always about trying to help somebody else to help somebody else. So Mandy, now you the MVP today. I don't care what nobody else say. You get my MVP vote today, this morning, on this Monday. It belongs to you. Yeah. So I got some bad news for y'all. Bad news. And I mean, maybe it's not bad for y'all, but it's bad for me. So what happened is I actually I'm working on a book called What It Do, Pickle? Wait till Mr. Witt see Mike posted What It Do, Pickle Wits. I actually somehow lost an entire book that I'm supposed to release next month. Yeah, the book is gone. I cannot find it in my computer nowhere. It's lost. I mean, like gone, like totally. No matter how I look for it, it's gone. I mean, to the point where I was literally sick. When I tell you I was sick, I was sick. My insides were sick. I had the bubble guts. I had the shakes, everything. Literally sick. And I still haven't found it. Still have not found it. And so I'm looking, and Tony, Antoinette, good morning to you. I can't find it. And I'm really, 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 I'm really disappointed, and my heart is broken. My heart is broken. On the flip side of that, I'm rebuilding, I'm rewriting the book, and it's actually turned out to be pretty good. So I'm glad that I still have the vibe, but there are some things that are going to be missing because I don't remember them. And then when I find it, I guess I'll do a second edition of it. But I'm really hurt about that. I really hurt about that because I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So it's a melancholy kind of thing. Dark Man Blues in the building. Shadinia in the building. What's good? What's good? Sparkle in the building. Welcome, welcome. So, yeah, we're gonna talk about some other stuff today. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm going to pull from your energy today. Is that all right with y'all? Can I pull from y'all's energy today? I would like to, if that's possible. Can I just pull from your energy? The professor's in the building. Can I pull from y'all's energy today? And I don't want y'all to write my book. I don't. But I want y'all to get a good look at that cup right there. Look at that cup. How that cup look? Tell me that cup ain't dope. That's dope. I designed that. Your boy, right here. I did it. I'm looking at a post that I posted 3 years ago. It said, "Poets are the most pettiest people I know." They really are, including myself, because I'm very petty. I want to admit, we got you, brethren. Yes, I need you, brethren. I need you. I need you. I need you. I need you. So I need more women in the building. I need to talk to the ladies. Fellas, y'all need to be in here with me because y'all need to help coach them to what we're going to talk about today. So I don't know where everybody at. Where's Kendra? Where's Lady V not here yet? Like, where's everybody at? We need some folks up in here. I'm loving the cup. Okay, hold on. What you got? How weight would my wallet lose for a cup? So Mike, I'm gonna holler at you because I need you for some frugal. What's good? I need you, bro. So I'm calling you sometime today, and I'm gonna be mailing out some cups tomorrow. I actually got a few orders that came in this morning, which is beautiful. I'm gonna be mailing the cups out tomorrow because I know I'm not gonna make it to the post office today. So if you are placing an order, place it today. It will be great because I'm going to the post office tomorrow. which means right after the show in the morning, I'll be headed to the post office. But yeah, so there ladies are coming up in. That's what's up. I need all the women in the building because we can talk about some stuff that y'all want to talk about. Well, I'm gonna ask y'all questions because so here's what, and my man Sammy Rain is in the building. Dark Man Blues, if you're not sure who I'm talking about. One of the things that we spoke about when he was on, he was stating how Grand Rising to you as well, brother. He was saying how love is always going to sell, right? And love sells because everybody wants, and at some point needs love. Not necessarily need to be in love with someone, but everybody needs love. Like love goes into everything, into how you cook, how you talk, you know, the way you walk, you know, the things that you search for in life. There's love centered around that. So you can't get away from it. You cannot get away from it. And one of the best things he said was that love is always going to sell, because it does. It is always going to sell, because love is one of those things that will never disappear. I said this on my last show. You may not like a person. You may hate a person that you once shared love with, a person that you actually love to pieces. You may hate them. Shirley, good morning to you. But you will never, that love never disappears. You might hate them. And you can say, I don't love you. The moment you tell somebody I don't love you anymore, you are lying to yourself. Because there's no need to tell somebody you don't love them anymore. There's no need to say, I don't care about you anymore. I hate your guts. I don't love you. The moment you let that come out your face, you've already lost it. You've already given up on your whole idea of you just lied to yourself. That's what I'm trying to tell you. In that instance, you have just lied to yourself. And for what reason, I don't know. But usually we're trying to hide some stuff. And I get it. Usually that's what we're doing. We're trying to hide some things. So let's talk love today. Let's talk love. So let's talk love. This is what I want to talk about today. Because first of all, I had no idea that the book was going to start formulating this way. Tiffany in the building. You about that life, son? You about that life? AJ Houston. Hate is love that's lost its way. AJ, come on, talk to him, bro. Talk to him. And I think a lot of people don't understand, even in that, still love. AJ, where you at, man? I might need to bring you in. AJ, you want to come hang out with me today? I need to bring AJ in. I need to bring Dark Man Blues in. So this is what I'm going to do. Let's do this. AJ, and I'm going to send 2 invites out and then see if they both come on good. I think we're going to do something special today. We're going to do something special today. I'm going to send a post to both AJ. I'm going to send you a link. And Dark Man Blues, I'm sending both of y'all a link. Let's talk about love today. If y'all can come on in, come on in. Good morning, everybody who's just tuning in. Hold on tight. We're going to talk about this love thing today. This thing called love. I'm going to send it to both of y'all. Hopefully one of y'all can come on. But if both come on, that is great and fantastic. But I'm going to send y'all the link, and if you could come on in. We're going to talk about love today. Let me get this here right. But my aunt used to say, "Get this here." What is "get this here" right? I don't know. I don't have a clue. So let me see. We're going here. I'm gonna send this link to my brothers and see if they're gonna come in. So it's AJ here, right? His name pops up first because it's an A. I'm sending it to AJ, and then I'm gonna send this to my brother Dark Man Blues, Samuel Rain, and see if they want to come join me today. If y'all got time to come on in and join me. We're gonna talk about love today. If you're on here today, we're talking about love. I'm not telling you that you got to be on thin line. Listen, the line between love and hate is beyond thin. I don't even know that there's a line anymore. I think we just accept it for what it is and say, hey, we just gonna roll with that. You're about to have a Zoom conversation, right, Mike? Right. But I want to talk to them, and come from a writer's perspective. When you speak things out loud, you start to work towards them. I think that's, let me read that again. What was that? When you speak things out loud, you start to work towards them. I think that's like casting a spell on yourself, and that's what is taking place when people try to manipulate themselves out of love. Yo, I like that, brethren. I like that. I like that. I like that. There is no line, it's a decision. Right. And so I like the idea of, us trying to say it's such a shaky ground to walk on between those two. Because before you don't necessarily hate someone until something happens, right? Big Homie Poetry, Film Girl Productions, welcome, 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 welcome. Come in, have a seat, feel at home, feel comfortable. You are home when you're here with me. So when you don't just wake up and say, oh, out the blue, I hate somebody. Something has to happen. And you might dislike a thing, but when you start to say you hate someone, there's something that you need to, most of the time you have to reconnect with whatever's going on in your life. You have to find out what is happening that's causing you to have this dissatisfaction or this dis-ease, right? Not disease, but dis-ease, meaning that there's ease is no longer a thing. It's just a disconnect within what is ever the ease. I see you drinking out the brand mug. Yes. Listen, Tiffany, you got to support your own. If you don't support you, who's going to support you? I love this mug. I love it. I love it. And people are sending their orders in. I'm gonna be at the post office tomorrow morning. So everybody who put your order in, if you are check my link. It's in the bio. It's in my post on IG. If you want to get one. But yeah. So, and not only that, but I want you to subscribe to my page. Don't forget that. Subscribe to my YouTube. That's most important. I have a series of things that's going to happen up. I'm getting ready to be a full-time YouTuber. Full-time YouTuber. What that means is I'm going to be spending a lot of time on YouTube. I'm still going to do the show, right? The morning show is still going to happen. It's going to be a separate entity. But there are things that's going to happen outside and around that. And just getting ready for this new year, man. And I hope that you all are preparing for this new year, because there's some things to prepare for that you're not going to see coming. You're not going to see coming. So I fell asleep. AJ, man, I left your book upstairs. I was reading your book when I fell asleep last night. And I left it upstairs. But it's all good. I keep stuff in here all day. Oh, no, I didn't. I got it here. I'm going to tell you the last poem I read last night. Is Prada in the building? Is that right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. There go AJ. There go AJ. AJ, let me bring AJ in. AJ, what's up, my brother? Uh-oh. Okay. Can you hear me?
I hear you good, man. What's up with you?
Okay. Listen, I was listening to classical music last night, and I was reading. And so I'm going to tell you, A Letter to a Wingless Angel. I read that about 5 times, bro. I read that about 5 times. It's still bookmarked. So what I like to do, right? What I like to do, for y'all to just on IG, I'm talking to AJ Houston, man. One of my favorite, all-time favorites, man. Very deep brother, dope brother. AJ, what I like to do when I'm writing about a topic, when it's specific, right? I try to take in as much as I can that's foreign, meaning it doesn't belong to me. And so I can get different vibrations. Does that make sense to you?
That makes all the sense in the world. I'm saying, because I really think that we are designers of thought. We don't just think in one direction. We take all these elements from all around us. Like I was working on the poem Harriet's Feet.
Yeah.
And I was at this point where I was trying to figure out how could I say something that nobody's ever said.
Right.
So the line says that I know why that we're all equipped with a GPS because of Harriet. Because if another Moses showed up that want to lead us to where freedom is, they can track our movement.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying about This is why I love being able to go to workshops that don't lose me and workshops that make sense. I've been to several workshops and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? Right? Writing workshops. And don't get me wrong, because, you know, there've been instructors or people that, you know, have respect for their work. But and everybody don't think the same. You just said that, right? You just admitted that too. And so I can't make AJ think as just Jah. I can't make you think like me. However, I can give you what I need to write in a way. But it's gonna help you write your thing, not my thing. You can't write me, I can't write you. But we can give things, you know, I can, you know, and was it Hansel and Gretel? And it was putting the little shit down to lead you on the trail. I can lead you on the trail. But you're gonna get enough when you get enough. I mean, that's just what it is.
The way I verbalize it, I tell people that what I try and show is that we all have foundational principles that we were raised on.
Mm-hmm.
We all have a way that we view everything we know because we've been taught everything we think we know.
Right.
But what if I can show you that when you became a poet, you didn't just have eyes, you had new vision.
That's it.
So if I could show you how to see something differently than you've seen it before, now you see everything with those new spectacles.
Yeah. I jotted this poem down, because like I said, it started last night. So I try to, when I know I'm focused on something, I try to get all I can to focus in, right? I did this short poem. It says, tonight's quiet found me. Place my wandering mind in the driver's seat. I hate to be alone. Too far to feel the magic of a smile. Too far to know what a late night touch could do. I can't even dance to your music. And I know it's all because of me. No, it's because of you. Because you know me. You've learned to bend me how I deserve. I guess you feel it too. Know what it sounds like to reside within a new bubble. This bubble, you're my symphony now. And I will always answer when you call, even if it means I'll have to wait in line. Fit you in, I will surrender. For you alone, I am willing. And so I write in a melody that helps me get in a place. And I think that people need to learn to do that. Don't worry about writing the poem. Work on the build-up. You know what I'm saying? Work on the build-up.
No, me, don't write the poem. Just say what the picture is.
Yeah, just talk to me. You know, talk to yourself. Damn it, it's okay. Just don't answer. And sometimes you got to answer. So AJ, tell me, like, what's one of, like, since you on, like, when you think of a love poem, right? What do you want to hear, or what do you want to say? And y'all,
when I think of love,
on here, type in, what do you want to hear or say in a love poem?
When I think of love poem, it's like, okay, so me, I have a problem with the love poem being gender specific. Because if love is love, there should be no titles attached to it to make that love different from what love is.
Yeah.
But what I want to hear in the love poem is, okay, how do you feel and why do you feel that way? I don't want to know that, you know, that butterfly just made you think of her. I want her thoughts to be the reason the butterfly's wings are the colors that they are.
Yeah. When I think of love poems, you know how we say pretty things up? I don't want things to be just pretty. When I think of a love poem, I want to say the thing that you didn't know you was thinking about. Right?
Yeah.
I want you to feel some shit you ain't know nothing about. Oh my God, that's that feeling that I had. You know what I mean? And so I try to write what would incite my spirit and my heart so they align in a way that they just floating about and don't shit else matter. You know, like what's your girl from the X-Men when she Phoenix, when she do like this shit here and shit just start pieces just start floating around in slow motion. I want to write that poem that you just be like, oh shit, this is love, and shit just be moving real slow around you. Everything's just in its own orbit, you know.
I'm trying to find this poem I just pulled up. I don't know where the hell it is.
That's how it worked, man. I lost a whole fucking book, AJ.
Lost a book.
I don't know if I titled it differently and can't find it. I'm typing in shit that I thought was in there and nothing's popping up. And
you just titled it different because see, we always come up with the title that the poem should have after we done wrote the poem and titled the poem already. So it's like, okay, like what did I title that poem? Because I just found some notes on MLK's last speech and all this stuff that I wanted to go and dress him for church. They probably need to go and dress him for church. But dressing for church is finished. I just found these notes. I'm like, so the notes is in my phone. So I said, let me see how to where does this go in the context of the poem?
The redress.
But check this out. I'm gonna read you this love poem. There's no title to it. It says, computer's moving slow. I must believe I dreamed you here. I dream the same dream every night. It's the same. It begins dark sky black. No moon for guidance, covered in an array of stars, brilliant and colorful. So much closer than usual, I may have touched a few on purpose. May have tried to hold them longer than humanity allows. My grandmother warned me, told me such a thing was possible. I had forgotten the words until the darkness formed. They both said one day I would close my eyes in need and wake up in glory. Sometimes I think you are a miracle, a manifestation of hope. I stopped wishing the day you arrived. I didn't think you stayed, but made arrangements, planned for forevers, with no idea how long a forever should be or should last. I have to believe I dreamed you here. My imagination could never be good enough. Heaven had to lend more than one hand in the process. I have discovered how it feels when your voice misses time in my ear. Didn't know a day could last an eternity. I had to have dreamed you here. Had to have begged or prayed in my lonely for this blessing. You are a blessing, a body filled of wishes, a manifestation of hope. I didn't know hope was so beautiful when it walks, so melodic when it speaks. I told my dreams they were no longer needed. She is already here. Thanked my grandmothers for the warning and pray I get this right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, AJ. See that I like, well, you know, the project I'm talking about, I want us to work on, but that's why I want to work on. I want you with me with that particular project because I want people to hear the poem and think about the shit and think about what's behind it. Like I don't want you to just take a poem. I said, I'm not asking to love you because that's a feat any man can handle. What I'm asking for is to live in your dreams. I'm asking for the reason they write movie scores. See, I'm not about now, because it's about the lifetime it will take before we can forget our first kiss. It's the visions you had that very first time we became a smile together. See, that's the shit I want to write. I don't want you talking about that surface shit. I'm trying. I want you to go back.
But now check it out. I have this poem about a kiss, right? Because I told every woman I've ever met that my first kiss was this girl that lived down the street from me in the first grade. Her name was Belinda Talley. She had these glasses, and when she kissed me, her breath smelled like the sweetest corn.
Wow.
And I'm like, shit, that's what kissing is supposed to be like. So I say every kiss I've had is compared to that kiss.
Wow.
But there's a line in the kiss that says, we kiss like angels hiding behind David's statue, shooting craps for halos.
Say that again, AJ. Say that again.
We kiss like angels hiding behind David's statue, shooting craps for halos.
Shooting craps is a dice game, in case y'all didn't know that. For halos. Wow. Right.
I can just imagine all these angels walking around with no halo.
With no halo. So, damn it. AJ must have been here.
Because they lost it in the game.
But see, go ahead.
Now, I want you to tell me a little bit about this Harriet I'm working on. Harriet's feet. I've had like 4 different versions, so I'm compiling. So tell me what you think of this so far.
Okay.
America has a way of blackening our thoughts, rewriting changing history's eyes right in front of us. How dare I let another February come and go without writing woman back in her bones? Revealing the great stolen from her legacy, Nikeing the goatness of her feet. When you've been made aware the distance between slavery and heaven is only 800 miles, ergo the song. When I get to heaven, gonna stomp all over God's heaven. Everybody talking about heaven ain't going there. Maybe no one knew heaven and free were the same place. You cannot find it by yourself. Harriet is the reason we now have a GPS with us at all times. In the slightest instance, a new Moses arrives, knowing where freedom resides, they will be able to track our movement. It is easy to get lost without a guide. America has yet to find all 16 routes Harriet created from free to heaven. I have no idea how it's done. Why it is commonplace to subtract humanity from Black women before history writes their names. Maybe it's the poet's duty to write them whole. America will pair whatever negatives possible to darken their light. We be charcoal moons and black suns, a forever burning flame in this unquenchable terror of a story. History penned us flawed, imperfect. That is why we look for bad in us before we're able to see good. We've been broken on purpose. America taught us well. We have blacklisted ourselves, given our names for the cause. They will carve your peanuts, then Peter Pan or Jiffy your peanut butter. You cannot see how they Haynes and Fruit of Loom your cotton, but stole Sam's last name. We will search for reasons so many remain captive once they heard how far free was from there. But that's all I got so far. So.
First of all, I got stuck on, I was stuck on the freedom and heaven must be the same place line. I never left that line. Freedom, right? I never left that. Then you say they will carve your peanut. Then Jiffy is what? Say that again. Carve your peanut. Say that. God,
they will carve your peanuts. Then Peter Pan and Jiffy your peanut butter.
If y'all don't, first of all, I used to love peanut butter, so I know all of them goddamn brands. Number one, I even know the peanut butter that came with the jelly in it. Remember that?
I couldn't do that, man, because I'm like, I don't want you mixing my.
I'm gonna tell you a true story, y'all. True story. So my mother, she used to buy peanut butter and jelly, and she didn't buy off-brand peanut butter and jelly because we didn't like cheap shit. That's number one. But she gave us peanut butter and jelly, and she never bought the peanut butter and jelly in that was mixed together. So when I went to my aunt's house, who lived in the project, when it was my cousin's house, they had it. So I felt like shit. This is moving up. That's just my mindset. I thought it was moving up when you could get your shit blended together. And so I used to think that was the best thing in the world, having that peanut butter and jelly together. And then my mother still wouldn't buy the shit. She was like, no, we buying this the way we buy it. And I used to think that was it. I used to always go to my aunt's house and want that because I felt like I was special to have that. Then when I got about 12, and I said, what is this shit? Like I ain't never had it before. And I ain't never ate it. Listen, my taste buds changed when my voice changed. I was like, get this shit out of here. But the mentality. My mother never moved us into the projects. I don't even think my mother even filled out an application to move us into the project. She was like, I don't want my children in the projects. And I'm not knocking people for living in projects, but my mother would rather fight to stay out of the projects than to be subjected to living in the project. And maybe that's why most of our sons aren't in prison, because we didn't live in that project. Like, you can go to the project, but you have to bring your ass home at a certain damn time. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was a step up. I thought that was some special shit because I ain't never see it. I ain't even see that shit in the store. I was like, damn, y'all got the shit over here.
But it's amazing how, as a writer, you start to remember things that you thought you forgot.
Yeah. They just
And I always tell people the only way that happens is that you begin following your destiny and writing whenever writing demands you write. Then they say, "Oh, you wrote that? What about add this?" Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, what if you twist that like this? Because it tripped me out when it was like the GPS thought. I was
yeah.
like, okay, so they don't know all the routes Harriet took. They just know because I just found out recently that the first African Baptist church was a haven for the underground, was a stop for the Underground Railroad.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because they built the floor and they put these emblems over the floor to breathing holes, but they were African symbols.
Wow. Wow.
And
Is
and,
that
and
was
that's
that
why,
AME?
huh?
That AME? Was that the AME church?
No, it was the first African Baptist church. A
Okay.
lot of people call it the first colored Baptist church. It
Okay.
was the one that in 1773, because that was the first property blacks in America could own.
Yeah.
But when it split, all these other churches formed, Emmanuel, Dexter, all these other ones,
Yeah.
Ebenezer, all these
Yeah.
other churches formed from the split. But I was just trying to show how that first church, one of the pastors actually started Savannah State and helped establish Morehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Then when it split, then you had Reverend Johns, then you had Martin that did the marches, and now you have Warnock from the same church at the same pulpit. That's the first black senator from Georgia. So my idea of the first black church is that we're supposed to be community building around the church. So when the churches have these building funds and they move away from the community, it looks like they abandon their purpose. And I don't know how else to say that.
Right. Well, I don't think you need to say it anyway, any other way. I think you made it plain.
Well, I'm saying, because a lot of times you say, man, I got friends that are pastors and things, and I don't want them to think I'm talking about them, but I am talking about them because that's where I learned what I learned from.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if we're embarrassed or we're afraid to call each other out when we're wrong, or if we got so used to apologizing because we're black that we're living in instant apology.
And not only that, but we live as saying that it's okay as long as I can apologize. That's the real shit, right? It's like, oh, I can fuck up because I could apologize for it later. That's the part we forget. I mean, that's become so regular. We think the shit is normal, but it's not. If you look, let's look back at
because America. Okay, I'm sorry. Come on.
I'm saying if you look back at, because they don't show black people say it, they only show like the savage barbarians and shit that say it, right? They only show them saying it, and the damn crusaders and shit like that, who are all savages until they learn to be civilized by African people. But y'all don't know no better, so I'm gonna have to show y'all what the real deal is. But they always show them. They say, die telling the truth. Tell the truth. Speak the truth, even if it costs you your life. They don't show us saying that shit, only them. And they motherfuckers, they never told the truth in the damn way. Or they ain't tell the truth since then, rather. But that's the thing. We that used to be it. Die telling the truth. Always tell the truth. But that's not a thing now, because you can apologize and it's supposed to be okay.
But it's the thing in the movies, in the movies they do that a lot,
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is that, see, apologies work because when Clinton, and I think was it 92, somewhere around there, Clinton, when they apologized had every family member that was still alive from the Tuskegee experiment brought into the White House and apologized. So, and then in 2008, I think the House of Representatives apologized for slavery, and I think it was 2009 or 10 when the Senate apologized for slavery. I'm like, so let's say it started in 1619. So now it's 2008. Oh shit, we need to apologize. We need to apologize for that slavery thing that happened back in the day. Hey man, my bad, man. We
didn't mean it.
Yeah, we didn't mean it no more.
But on top of that, it's like American people figure, well, I didn't do it. My ancestors did it, so I could just make an apology, and that should be it. And that's a horrible thing. Like, it's like, I know it's cold outside, and my grandfather threw you out the house, and I know it's cold out there, and I'm holding the keys to unlock the door, But instead, I open the window and say, you know, I know my grandfather did that. He was wrong for doing that, and I close the window back. But I got the key right here to open the door to let you in. I'm sorry, and I just close the window back and watch you from the blind, drink a hot tea and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying also, you know, Kendra had a nice point to my she want to hear truth in a love poem, no matter what that is. But I want the love poem to caress me, hug me when I'm lonely, make me smile, and make love to my head. Okay, I can see that.
Okay.
Now, but what I was gonna say about what you said is that a lot of times what we miss is that when things happen that are horribly bad, like Wednesday, this past Wednesday. Now they trying to twist the story and apologize and say, no, it wasn't him, you know. Oh, he didn't really say that. I'm like, it's on video and he's pointing like, we going. You know, let's take this route right here, just a mile down the street. Like he picked that perfect place because he knew it was only a mile down the street. So I'm saying all these people making up these excuses and apologizing for things that unapology can't be apologized for.
Cannot.
But we're used to it. We're Americans. We're used to it. Like, oh, America's sorry again, you know. And I'm saying if they're so sorry, why do they call it old money?
Wow. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what was funny about that too, AJ. That I saw a video last night. These jokers was trying to get on the airline. They're trying to fly back home from the capital, and they said they on the no-fly zone list now. I thought that was hilarious. I actually spent my
I heard that McGill told me that. I was laughing too. I'm like now they see how this media thing works.
I was watching Black Ice on one of his shows he did. He was talking about how he did a show somewhere. He was going to go somewhere and he was on the no-fly list. And he said he told his dad, and his father was like, son, you finally did something right, huh? And it was from home.
I know, man, but that's the awesome thing is that when we get like what Lewis call it? Good trouble?
Good good trouble. Right.
Yeah, so that's good trouble. So, and a lot of times we don't understand when our phone be cutting off, but we didn't told the truth on America to our friends on the phone, and we wonder, I just got bad service. No, you're just trying to add more people to your line because they want to hear what you're saying.
That's why that static is coming. I can't hear you breaking up. No, you ain't breaking up. You're getting broke in.
Exactly.
I used to be like, don't say that on the phone. Don't say that kind of stuff over the phone. Now I'd be like, you know what? They listening anyway because they ain't got you on the phone. They got you to the computer, through the running water at the sink, the faucet talking to them, all kind of shit. The mail that just got dropped off, that bill that you just put in the trash is recording your ass. I believe all that shit, man.
Now it was somebody asked me something, and I was like, and now they were talking about how to be secure, how to do something. I say, well, don't you have a smartphone? They said, yeah. I'm like, so if you got a smartphone, ain't you got Alexa in your house? You got an iPhone, you got Siri in your pocket?
Yeah. We walk around with a computer every day.
Yeah. We walk around with somebody taking dictation of our voices. I ought to get some of the poems back that I've been reciting to myself. Go back and say, hey, Alexa, can you play back the date on this thing at 3:15 when I was driving down the street reciting this poem? I know you heard that shit.
I know you heard it, you dirty whore. Listen, so another thing that what I want to say, because Sarah, what's up? Sarah Ward is watching. That's my homegirl, man. I got so much love and respect for Sarah. Sarah, I'm glad you tuned in. I know you're at work. I know you ain't gonna be on before a second, but thank you for tuning in. My first book, which was the first one, because you got two of my books, don't you? You got all my books.
Three.
The first one you read was the first one with my mother's picture on, right? And I think that happened to be the one that you read most until you started reading the book I wrote to my daughter. What I was telling people about that book, it's a collection of love poems, and automatically they thought it was male to female, and they missed the whole concept of what love is. You know what I'm saying? Because I love my people in that poem. I love my ancestors in that book. You know what I'm saying? I love Black women in that book, but I encompass all women in that book. And there were certain people who I wrote Hero for. There's a couple of poems I wrote in there because other poets had inspired me. Elaine Hill, who was on Nightingale, she's on my slam team for the last 2 years. She inspired some stuff. I met her at a slam, and she told me she'd be listening, and I didn't know she knew shit about me. But you know what I mean? And so I want people to understand about love. There's all these gazillion particles that make up why you in love. It ain't because they cute or handsome or pretty. That plays a part in it, right? But that's just the initial. It's like, oh shit, look at that. But it's all that other shit that you miss. The stuff that fly past you that you don't even see. You be ducking and shit. You don't even know you're missing it.
But see, a lot of times we bump into people in the same lonely as we are.
Say that again. In the same lonely. Sometimes worse off.
Yeah. Now I was trying to read that quote, Michael. What did Michael say on there? He said, "Love leaves or love something." It's not on yet. Love never left. You just don't feel it today. Now, Michael, I wrote it different in the poem. I say sometimes gone ain't gone. It's just not here no more.
Wow. I like to feel hope in the love poem, but keep it realistic. Yeah. So for me, like, love poems come because I've seen love in poems that were just almost a hateful kind of poem, or broken to where someone's crying about something that might have happened. But in loving yourself, if you love yourself enough, you can read something that'll bring you to tears, even though you're telling you don't even know how much you love you, because it's breaking you. If it's breaking you down, there's some love somewhere in there.
You know, I had to tell that every poem I write is a love poem. And I wrote it out of love. Might be mad at you, but I wrote it out of love. Might be talking about America, but I wrote it out of love because I want somebody else to see. Let me see. Now check. This is a short poem. It's before I moved out of Dallas.
Okay.
I had a friend that started Lyrics on Fire on Facebook, so I was helping her with a page, almost like impromptu, but it was just on Facebook. So she had this thing, Lips. She's writing a poem about lips. So this is my lips poem.
Oh wow.
It says, her words were enough. I didn't notice her lips until later, until her silence stirred the coals in this heart into a flame, until the heat in my bones mirrored the sun, until these arms abandoned my demand to not reach for her, until her good morning sounded I loved you-ish. Her words were enough, made me wish to be sound, made me want to be air. When I noticed she had lips, it was too late. I was too far gone, too close not to ask for an invite. I invited them to join mine, wanted to hear their conversation, if they would share words at all, if they didn't care about oxygen, if there would be a key to unlock them. Her lips weren't the kind I'd seen before. I swear she had to have more than two. I thought they were an army, the way I surrendered, the way my heart flew from mine as if I'm protected by chest. Ran to her. She must have stolen my legs. When I noticed she had lips, it was far too late. Too late to beg for clemency, too late to be pardoned for the thoughts hers created. Touching them was worth their weight in elephants, in clouds, in heaven. All 7 of them. 8 if you count her lips.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. I just jotted this down while you're doing that, Mike. I'm calling you Mike because I'm reading Mike's thing. AJ. I'm trying to read. I'm multitasking over here. Y'all ladies know about that. Man, we don't always do good at it. I said, I'm not asking you for forever, because even on my last day, my heart will still call for you, and I will miss you in my sleep. Yeah, I'm just going. Like I said, I'm just going to grab from those vibes, but that's why I like to hear other poets give me, because I know I'm getting something from it. Even if I don't like your ass, I'm gonna get something from what you're saying if I listen.
But I think what we do is I've been to create, like you said earlier, you've been to writing workshops, and everybody call it creating writing, creative writing workshop.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to a lot of workshops, and they were teaching how to write poetry. So I would always ask, I said, okay, if this is a creative writing workshop, what if I'm not a poet?
Mm-hmm.
Where is my place here?
Right.
So that's why I did mine. It's called created writing, because I feel like I can show you how to write a poem, but I can take the same topic and show you how to write a short story, or show you how to write a novella and add some characters, or show you how to write, an essay.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, it should lead you. You should not be in a workshop. If you're in a workshop and you paid to be in this workshop and you are not able to, you're just not there, you should get your money back.
Yeah, if you didn't get anything from it, it's like I was at the workshop, but there was no work in the shop. So it's like if you take your car to a mechanic, he say he can't fix it. You ain't, a lot of times for diagnosis you might pay him.
Yeah,
but I'm not paying you for the work you ain't done.
You ain't done. That's it. And that's my point. Like, if I love writing. Don't get me wrong.
Like not just what Mike said.
I am not going to be. What up, Stefan? I am not going to be in your workshop. If I'm in your workshop and I can't even find it, it's something wrong here. And I try to tell people, I'm not teaching you how to write a poem. I'm helping escort you to a writing process that you haven't experienced before. That's my workshop in a nutshell. I'm taking you on a course so you can write whatever you have, because everybody has something. And I think people miss that because they're expecting to write a Coach Jah poem. You're never going to do that. I'm not going to write an AJ poem, but I can cross the bridge that AJ is building for me to get to some other point.
Because I always tell people, I want to teach you to see the sights you've abandoned yourself from seeing. Because there's things around that tree that you didn't notice that could still be the tree, and you don't have to call it a tree.
Yeah. How do you have a tree and there's no bugs eating or climbing the tree?
Exactly.
That shit. Yeah.
Like there's a hummingbird right outside my house around this tree every morning, man. And it's like when my girl's mother passed away in March, the hummingbird was always across the street. But then after she passed away, the hummingbird was right. Every time I go outside, the hummingbird I just see it. And it's like she's there. Like, hey, what's up? Good morning. So this hummingbird was my good morning. It just came out of nowhere and was like, yeah, so do you know how I fly? Don't you know you can fly like this if you want to when you come outside? When you open up your mind, when you open up your heart, when you hold your pen properly, you can fly just like this with reckless abandonment and know where you're going.
And even if you don't know, at least look like it. You know what I'm saying?
Mike said there must be a writer's dictionary somewhere in need.
See the sights of yeah. That was definitely was dope. But I think we blind ourselves by taking the picture screens, the pictures of love that we see, and that's what we're equaling our love to, or our value of love too. I love watching love movies, and I watched it because in that there's a story. But I like the hard love movies. I like the broken. Yeah. This shit broke me down. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm throwing shit out the window, burning the bed.
You can see yourself in the road.
Yeah.
Man, I was gonna say, man, we have once upon a time ourselves today.
Oh, you ain't listen. Say that again. Say that again, AJ. They ain't hear you.
Yeah. Love a mirror of your heart, mind. Finally good. Yeah, we have once upon a time ourselves to death because they told us the happy ever afters and all the other things, but never told us they didn't tell us that they stole our beginning. So how can we be happy ever after if they took our beginning? Because you got to start somewhere.
Gotta start somewhere. Wow, the once upon a time. That's a oh my God. That, you know what? I'm gonna write a Black Power poem that starts off once upon a time.
But now I got 4 pages of four different poems because I was writing the greatest phrase. It's called the greatest phrase ever. And the greatest phrase is once upon a time, because the whole concept is America played the long game with us, taught us as children once upon a time and how all these things were. So when they start telling us her history, they took the once upon a time off.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been once upon a time Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492. Once upon a time, you know, all these things happen that Americans say happened, because those are fairy tales. But now we don't see them as fairy tales because we know these things are, hey, once upon a time the Indians, you know, indigenous people of this earth and these pilgrims got together and shared some turkey and some dressing once upon a time. So that's what I'm saying. All these once upon a time, and we know the truth, but once upon a time keeps slipping through our fingers, and we keep buying turkeys and dressings and sweet potato pies and pecan pies and inviting people over as if this is exactly keep slipping through our fingers like water. And we don't know how to see. Nobody told us that we could stop this American foolery. We could stop doing what America say if America's lying. Nobody told us this. But see, now it's time that we understand that we have to stop. We have to stop participating in all the wrongs that America keep trying to make right.
Yeah. I'm still stuck on that whole idea once upon a time, because when you were young, that's how you thought every story started off, once upon a time.
It did, no, every story started off once upon a time. Every story started. I didn't think. I'm saying every story started out once upon a time. Once upon a time, me and my mom was going to the grocery store.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna write a poem today. I don't know where the hell it's gonna end up, but I'm gonna start with that line, once upon a time.
Now, but I'm saying when you think of it, it's like that has to be the long game. When Carter G. Woodson talking about miseducation of the Negro, that has to be part of it. Because when they tell us once upon a time, we keep saying once upon a time, and now we believe in once upon a time. So when America say they did this, that was once upon a time. When they say they were great in this war, and when they say these 10-foot tall statues were heroes, once upon a time, you know, this guy was a hero, although he was although he led an insurrection. No, am I talking about a statue or Wednesday? I keep getting mixed up.
Now, Mike, that's a hell of a line right there.
And I thought I was free. Yeah, that's it.
That fit. That go back to that place you thought heaven and freedom is the same place.
Yeah.
I've got something that relates to that somewhere. I just can't remember where it's at, but I got something that relates. I mean, come on, you gotta. If you don't, I don't know what the hell you've been writing all these goddamn years.
Yeah, because I could just see that, if each trip Harry made was 800 miles, so 800 miles had to be to heaven. That's why I try to connect the song, when I get to heaven, I'm gonna, stomp all over God's heaven. Everybody talking about heaven ain't going there. See, that was the people that was afraid to go. Everybody talking about heaven ain't going there is the ones that Harriet say if they knew they were slaves, they would have wanted free.
Yeah.
But a lot of them knew how far free was from there. And like,
I can't do it.
I don't think math ain't that bad.
Let me tell you something, AJ. Did you see so there's 2 versions of Roots. There's the old one that we know.
Yeah, I saw both of them.
You remember when Kunta was in the water, and they was working the field, and then they started singing. They started them Negro spirituals so that it could distract the sound of the water while he was trying to escape. They was really praying for him while he was gone. I think that was such a magnificent moment if we took time to look at that. And so I don't have it, or I'm not prepared to make this trip. Maybe I can't leave my children, or I can't leave my family, but I'm going to pray and do whatever I can on this side to help you get there. Maybe you might see that freedom.
I got faith in the ones trying to escape, hoping they get there. Yeah. But like in the Black Book of Black, it was talking about how when they got out of church, they would go to the white churches, and people don't know that the white gloves in the churches was what they made the black ushers wear because they want to make sure their hands were clean.
Wow.
So that's what the white gloves. So when people on first Sunday wearing white gloves, I have a problem mentally with. It's like we keep mimicking master that we don't know where master and the mimic actually stops.
I didn't know that's where those white gloves started.
Yeah, and then the thing was when they got out of church, the black people they would think they were filled with the Holy Ghost, right? So they go out and they circle dance out in the front yard, but they circle dance like they used to do at home, and they would sing the songs that they learned in church, and the circle dance and calling up the ancestors. So it was just a new way for them to call old things.
Wow.
So a lot of times we've measured ourselves to be acceptable to them, but find a way to still be us in the process.
There's a magic in just
research. That's Teresa. That's dope.
Listen, I had to post that up. That's beautiful right there. But if we just took a moment, and that's why first of all, I like to remind myself about roots because I don't want to ever forget.
Oh yeah.
And I post shit from there all the time because I don't want nobody else to ever forget. You should never forget that. And okay, yes, it was written from a white man's perspective, but think about his perspective. Okay, we know that wasn't Alex Haley's story. That was his family, but it was the white man had to pay. I have documents now, a will of a white family who on his dying bed, he gave 20 some odd human beings to his family members. And all that didn't even come.
He willed his property. He gave his property to his family. Yeah. Last will and testament. Last will and testament. I got 27 niggas and I want you to have them.
And tell you who get one. You get these 3 and I'm going to send you 6 and 7. And then those come, you got to give 12 of them to her. You know what I'm saying?
But John, I was trying to explain to somebody the other day. I said, man, well, why you working on Still Black? Why are you doing the Black Book of Black? I said, because a lot of us don't know our own history. We just took snippets of what we learned during February, and we think we're educated.
Yeah.
I said, but sometimes when you finally discover where your bones came from, shit gonna start to matter more to you than not, because you say, man, that's where my bones came from. That's why the sole of my feet feel like backs.
Yeah. Hell, is that why this country is still standing?
Exactly.
I mean, let's call it what it is. This country don't.
That's why they got all these products we created that I'm going to use this wash and dry with a white man's name. Because I have an appointment say they were Edison. They were Edison your invention long before the patent dries.
But AJ, think about that. The American dream don't exist without the African nightmare.
Yeah.
It don't exist. I don't care about Irish they try to enslave. I don't care about how they try to enslave the people that were already here. They didn't get it popping until they brought the African over here.
But they were indentured slaves. They had, even if they kept changing how much you owed.
Yeah, right.
You had a vision of some free somewhere.
Damn. AJ, we got a minute left. We're gonna have to come back, man. We're gonna have to come back.
Show, man. But check it out. We're gonna have to sit down and have a full discussion about Wednesday.
Yeah, let's do that.
No. We've been talking about Tuesday, but we haven't even talked about Tuesday because of Wednesday.
Listen, let me close this out because my man got a show coming right after this. Don't go nowhere. Listen,
okay.
Everybody who's watching on live, thank y'all for tuning in. We got so much to talk about, so much to do, so much work to be done. Today is amazing. Why? Because we are here enjoying energy, enjoying conversation, and enjoying love. I challenge you today to be better than you were yesterday, to be different from what you were yesterday. You have everything you need to be excellent. Why not start your day with being in complete excellence? Know that you should be worthy of love. Everybody should love who you present yourself to be, because you should fall in love with the person you see in the mirror. So start loving yourself today and showing this world how to understand what your love language truly is. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Peace and love. IG, listen.